So those were the three things, and random acts of kindness, joy and gratitude. Whatever your joy is, find it and then say thank you. And the third one was listening to music. So these things apply when we fire the earth grid. One of these things will assist you to fire your own grid. So what we're looking to do on the Fire the Grid day is to find your joy and to give gratitude. Now, if you're somebody who meditates, and it's always been something that you do, or if you're just learning to do it and it works for you, use meditation, because that's going to give you a deeper experience. If you pray and that brings you joy, not shame, like if you pray because you're full of shame, you just canceled everything you're doing. But if you pray because it genuinely lifts you up and you feel great about it, pray, because that's going to give you a really good lift too. But if you don't have any of these dogma-based kind of ideas, and this is new to you, all you have to do is sit in your bed with your children and read storybooks. And then look at their little faces and know how much you love them. And know what this experience is bringing right now. And then all of you say, thank you for this moment we shared. And that will lift your field. And what we're looking for is you to lift your field in that hour. To get your field out of the me, or the dense plane if there's not enough, or, fear. Lift it into the sense of joy and sharing and giving, and you'll fire your own field. And when you fire your own field, your adjacent hexagon on the earth grid, the earth grid is made up of little fields of our fields, because we're conduits between the field outside, our cosmos, and the field inside the earth. We're like conduits between the two. And part of the reason that the earth is declining constantly is because the cosmic energy that entered through us and moved into the world when we had ritual, when we did know we were constantly communicating. Our ancient ancestors knew it. They still know it. I mean, the Native Americans in the United States and the indigenous people of Canada are still practicing the sharing of energy from cosmos to earth and from earth to cosmos. It's built into their rituals. But we haven't had rituals. So what we're looking to do is get our field out of the material plane of I'm a human being having a sucky life into the I'm a spiritual being having an incredible adventure. Look at all the things that are here to teach me and thrill me and experience. I mean, even a cup of tea all of a sudden takes on a new concept. When you look at it, smell it, touch it, taste it, the cup is warm. So all of a sudden you're having an experience with your cup of tea. And not just, so many of us go through our lives unconsciously, shoving food in your face. Look at this body. That's what I've done. Unconsciously, I've just kind of moved through my life. But when you stop and you consciously say, I'm having an experience right now, whether that's kissing and cuddling your kids while you read a book, or whether you're sharing a cup of tea with a friend, all of a sudden it's just not something. It's everything. This is what you're doing in this moment. So find it in your heart to give thanks for the joy that you just had. Blip. You lifted your field. So that's the third way that they said we could fire the grid. Meditation, prayer, find your joy, lift your own field, and you'll fire your own adjacent little edge of the grid. And the fourth one was, if none of these work for you because you just can't be present during that time, for whatever reason, you can't get up, it's 3 o'clock for some people in the morning. You just can't get up, you got to work, you got stuff going on. Write on a piece of paper your intention. It's my intention that I allow my soul to connect on my behalf. Because the human must give permission for the soul to do that. It's a free will society. So I give permission to my soul or to my being or to whatever you want to call yourself. And I connect with the grid. And my intention is to heal our earth and to unite our humanity so that we all move towards a collective well-being of a tribal mentality. Now you can write this any way you want. I'm telling you where my head is. But what do you want for your world? What do you want for your children's world? Write it in, make this an intentional moment. And then write down what your joy is. I have 3 joys, I write them down. And I'm giving thanks for them because these are great blessings in my life. And you sign it. So basically what they're teaching us to do is share our energy on that day. Going back to Project Cause, once we get the millions of, I figure there's at least 5 million people already on board with this. We haven't got any way to count it. But we're in the millions because everything that we're doing says that's how many are there. Maureen Moss just joined us from the World Puja Network. Her people alone are 5 million. So once we get enough of us in the heart zone, once enough of us realize, hey, we're just a bunch of spiritual beings down here trying to get our act together. Then when somebody comes forward with Project Cause and says, we're going to funnel the money and rebuild the foundation of our planet. Food, water, accommodations, clean air, and septic disposal for the entire world. That's the first step to rebuild the foundation of the earth. All of a sudden, enough of us say, yeah, that's possible. Instead of 20,000 little causes that are just kind of funneling the money and we don't know how it's spent and we don't know where it's going and it didn't even get there, this global project is going to be run by a group called the Global Council. And the Global Council will oversee the building of all of these communities getting what they need. So there is a tangible human piece to Fire the Grid. But Fire the Grid is the catalyst. Me drove in a lake, me came out. Catalyst. Fire the Grid is a catalyst for the rest of us. The energy shift is available. These beings have explained to me that the energy in the cosmos that day is ripe. It's going to be showered down on top of us. It's up to you to choose. I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's up to you to choose. Do you think the energy's there? What do you got to lose to take a chance on finding your joy during that hour? That's what I say. What do you got to lose to see if you can find your joy for that hour, whatever method you want to use? So once that shower of energy comes and there's millions and millions and millions of us in the heart zone ready to blaze the trails to change, we're still not alone, because we're not going to make the change. The indigo children behind us are. We are just going to be guidance, trailblazers, machete cutters. We're building paths for these kids who already know all the things I just told you. They don't know what they know, but they're here with purpose. These kids are brilliant. My own two kids are constantly saying, it's really simple to fix this. Why do you not do it? And I'm saying, well, that's the system. And they say, well, the system sucks. Change it. And I say, you will change it. Gandhi said, be the change you want to see. These kids already know about these changes. So all of this is just little baby steps towards a huge project that when these kids step into their power around 2012, we're going to start a new path. And what these beings told me 2012 was, they said it is a birth date. And whatever energy is in the greatest abundance at that birth will pass the way. And it's going to show us which direction we're going to choose. Are we going to choose to continue in the self-destructive way we always have? Or are we collectively going to choose a new earth, a new frequency, and a new humanity? So it's like a vote. I tell people all the time, firing the grid is like a vote. Do you want to change things? Even if there's a smidgen of you that does. If there's a fissure of possibility that you want to change things and that you think you can, raise your hand. And when we raise our hand, we fire the grid. Yes, I have this hope. I have this thought. We're going to do this. So enough of us collectively saying, yeah, we're going to do this. We raise our own fields. Then the second part of this project becomes so easy. Because as we take care of the I is not a negative thing. I am very important. I am very special. Not me. Me. There's a difference between I am and me. Me is greedy and selfish and what's in it for me. I am is empowering and incredible and enlightening. I am a piece of divine source. I can make miracles happen. I can do that. But when we have enough saying, I can do that, our I becomes we. Because when somebody comes forward and says, I am a powerful person, do you want to join me? We all go, yes. And we collectively funnel everything into the we.